to take that.
Are you serious?
That EQ test.
Wow.
Yeah, because I think some students will go through, they'll be extremely smart students, extremely intelligent students,
Okay.
and they end up dropping out after the first year. And everybody's like, you were so smart, what happened?
Right.
Sometimes they can't figure out how to access systems and people and how to work relationships.
Okay.
So that's where that piece comes in.
Okay.
I think a guy named Gardner called it multiple intelligences, that people have intelligence in a lot of different areas
Okay.
other than just academics.
I love it. I love it. Listen, I can't wait for that book to come out.
Me
so
either.
when the book comes out, guess what? I'm going to invite you back on to the show
I'd
so
love
that
to
you
come
can
back.
promote your book because, I mean, that is awesome. Now, again, you know, when we think about entrepreneurship, we just think about product and we think about profits
Mm-hmm.
and just the end result, but we're not even thinking about the key and the mindset to understanding our target base and even our sales approach. Like, this can really help you build out a true sales campaign to, you know, for your product.
Because you're drilling down deep, you're not just, you're data mining, you're drilling down really deep into, I call it like the CSI. I don't know if you watch Criminal Minds and all the shows where they do the criminal profiles.
Yes.
They say he's likely to be 22 years old, he's probably white male, he's probably this, he's probably that. That's what you want to know about your customer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is she likely to spend her extra money on? How does she spend her leisure time? That's why these companies like Apple collect so much data on people, because it allows them to drill right down to the person that they want to buy their product.
I love it.
You know, when Apple first came about, Apple wasn't for everybody. Apple was for the sophisticated user, not just us common people.
Yes, it's true.
Because I think they figured out we would never figure out how to use it. But I think it was for those people who were really into their computers and wanted to do more than just type letters and send memos and get on Facebook.
Right,
They were looking for a more sophisticated user, because they knew that a sophisticated user would spend $300 or $400 on a phone, whereas most people are not going to do that.
It's true.
But they didn't want us
Right.
who were not going to do it. They only wanted the people who would do it, because they knew they also had the computers, they had gaming products, they had all that stuff that you could only access through Apple.
Okay.
So they knew that you would be just a customer, you'd be a repeat customer.
Yes,
Over and over.
absolutely.
And you build business, that's why you do relationships. You build businesses on repeat customers, not just one time. One time people I call my icing on the cake.
Okay.
Like sometimes people will be in town, when I was in Waco, when they did the Magnolia, that people would come in town just for the weekend. But sometimes I would have one customer spend $1,000 in my little shop, just
Wow.
buying stuff on the weekend. So those were your icing on the cake people, but you needed the repeat customers when they were not there
I love
to
it.
come back time and time again.
Yes. Okay. So this IQ thing is truly powerful. Now, what are your plans for the future? What else do you have brewing?
I really want to, I'm working on a diversity piece for colleges that's based in emotional intelligence. That, because if you can get people to see basically that they have more in common with people than they have that's different.
Okay.
Because people focus on the differences that we have, you know.
Mhm.
But when you start talking with people, you say, oh, your kids are the same age. Oh, our kids go to that school too. Oh, they've been to that Y. And then you start thinking, this person is of a different background, different religion from me, but look at all these things we do have in common. So I want to work with colleges on upping their game, basically, in emotional intelligence, and providing training that's helpful to their teachers, to whatever instructors they have, their administration, and even eventually their students, to trickle down to their students.
Okay, I love it. I love it. So I actually have something brewing too. So, and I know that my audience will be able to definitely benefit from what you have to offer. But I haven't released it yet, so y'all stay tuned out there. It's a surprise. It's a surprise. So definitely I am going to invite you to come aboard and help impact those individual lives, because I know there are a lot of people that could definitely utilize that. So I definitely want to help you to promote your book and help you to promote your classes, as well as helping you to launch your coaching business.
Okay, because I'm ready.
You're ready?
By December, I want to be up and running on all cylinders.
All cylinders, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what else can you tell our audience about you? And audience, you guys can also type in some questions. Any comments, anything that you would like to share as well. Let me tell you, Dr. Actchison has a, I'm sorry, not, and we talked about that too, right?
I think
we
I
were
must
talking
have
about
put, I must
yeah,
have put
because
that
I
in
didn't even have an H. I'm sorry.
Sometimes we do more damage by helping.
Has a wealth of knowledge. I mean, even we didn't even touch on, the one thing that I've always thought was hard was to be a pastor's wife. The expectation of all, the expectation at home, the expectation out just in the public. People place this demand on you, and you're trying to live up to these expectations, but when you don't, you left feeling a certain way, or whatever.
My thing is, and this is part of the emotional intelligence piece.
Okay.
I tell people, manage other people's expectations. Because if you don't say who you are, somebody else is going to decide who you are.
Oh, I love
so
that.
I go into everything telling people what they're going to get, not letting them tell me what they're expecting to get. I'm like, this is what you're going to get. This is me. I don't fit into any particular box.
Come on.
I'm probably not your typical first lady. I love people, and I think that's the only qualification, that you need to have, that you love people. I love people, but I love people the way I love people. All of us don't grow up in the same households. We don't learn to love alike. We don't learn to like alike, but I grew up loving people. I'm a people person, but I don't let people tell me how Dr. Brenda Joy Actchison ought to be as First Lady, because I already know who I am.
All right, so you don't need them to give you a definition.
No.
I love
and that is my advice to every pastor's wife, minister's wife, to not let other people define you.
I love it. And that ties into my book. So the title of my book is How to Be Social, Safe, and Successful While Strategizing to Become a Better You. And in that, I explain how I had to, I was always living up to other people's expectation. Even coming down to what I majored in college, because, I wanted to go to college for one thing. My mom wanted me to go to college for something else. And then, coming out full circle here, I wanted to become a psychology major, because I always wanted to understand why people do what they do.
Oh, yeah.
And in saying that, I mean, that covers a whole bunch of aspects. That's even with love. My sister and I was having this conversation one day, and she was disappointed about the actions that one of her loved ones did, right? And I said, well, what you don't understand is that his love language, or his way of love, was to provide you gifts. Like,
exactly.
So understanding what that person needs for love, and just you need to understand that. So not living up to other people's expectation is so key, and not so that you don't get lost in who you are. So basically, I stripped away every title. Like, I was I had the title vice president at the bank, and all these titles and all these things, and all these things defined me. And I really didn't know who I was. When I got divorced, and my husband left, guess what? I was like, who am I?
I was this man's wife. Who am I now?
I'm like, yes. I had to come out. And
but your book is so good on being because I think everybody strives to be their best self.
Yes.
We don't all know how to get there. We don't have strategies for getting there. But that's ultimately what we want, because you see people who have been wildly successful
Yes.
and feel like they have no significance in this world. That's because
True.
they're not being the best them,
Right.
and they know it, but they don't know how to get there. So I'm sure your book will be very helpful in helping them
Yes.
to. And back to your languages, the love languages, I recommend it all couples getting married to read the 5 languages of love.
Yeah, 5 languages of love.
Because
I took that.
everybody doesn't love alike.
They sure don't, so you have to make sure you
And that's
match
a
up
setup. Right.
correctly. Understand your love.
Because men have a tendency to want to fix things. That's what they do.
Yes.
But you don't need things, sometimes you don't need things fixed. You just
Yes.
need someone listening to you.
Yes.
Listening to you fix it.
Yes, absolutely. We just want to sound Lord.
Yeah, just sit there and
Just
listen.
validate it. Just say, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and that's really hard, because they're taught that to love somebody is to do things, and sometimes that's not what it takes.
Exactly. Oh, I want to tell you, this has definitely been awesome. I hope that you enjoyed yourself
I
today.
did indeed.
And I hope that our audience was truly impacted, because I mean we have a lot of takeaways. How to turn your hobby into a business, that was one of the key points. Our professor, Dr. actually shared with us that we need to be more intuitive with our EQ, and so we are definitely going to look forward to her book coming out 4th quarter. It will definitely be out sometime October, November. And I want to invite her back on the show so that she can really, share and go deep with us as it relates to that. Because now I'm gonna have to go back and look at some of my marketing strategies, my sales strategies, because I'm like, oh, that was that was a eye opener for me. That was very impactful. I mean, and so that she can share some more wisdom and knowledge around her success in entrepreneurship, and even some of the things that may have gone wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
But not to give up, right?
I think you learn more from failure than you learn from success.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Rick says, good afternoon. Let's see. We have good afternoon, Shimona Wembley. I think that people searching for differences instead of likenesses is the problem in the world. That's true.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that. Oh man. You guys are doing a lot of ahas today. Rick, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, because I think, because once you learn that people are like you, then you have to change how you treat people. If you think somebody is less than or other than, then the way you treat them reflects that. But if you say, oh, we're both moms, we both have children in the school, then you have to start looking at you as a person.
Yes, that's true.
Instead of as somebody over there.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Anyone else want to share any more comments or have any questions? Dr. Brenda, this has been awesome. Anything else you want to share?
I want to say about one quick thing about emotional intelligence that makes everything really, makes you more prone to being able to grasp success. Your emotional intelligence never stops growing. Your IQ, by the time you're a young adult, you're as smart as you're gonna be academically. You're as smart as you're gonna be. So the only way you build on that smart is with your emotional intelligence. It takes you from where you are, and it grows throughout your life. So you can always be smarter that way, in a way that will help you be successful in life.
I love
And
it.
at the same time gain the significance that most people want in life.
Okay, so you definitely can increase your EQ.
Absolutely.
IQ,
Absolutely.
you can keep studying.
You're done. You're
Okay.
done. You're as smart as you're gonna be.
Oh gosh. Well,
I used to be depressed until I learned about EQ, because it's kind of like the great equalizer. Now these people may have more brain smart, but if you look at the people at the top of a lot of these companies, some people never even been to college.
That's true. A lot
But they're
of
running
them.
these multi-billion-dollar corporations.
Yes.
That's because, and I hate to say this about 45 that resides in that big White House, he was able to see something most people didn't see.
Okay.
And that is that there was a group of people that felt neglected. He read that, and
Okay.
he read it correctly, that these people feel like all these other people are getting what should be theirs. And he capitalized on that. It's divisive, and it's not productive, but he was able to see that. And I think a lot of con men,
Okay.
they see the same thing. They see opportunities to, they're good at reading people, so they see opportunities to exploit people at the same time.
I love that. So with EQ, we understand that you're able to read people.
Yes, you can read them. You kind of intuitively know what they want. And I think if we listen to ourselves, we would know that too. You know, sometimes we say, I had a nagging feeling I should do so, and you just ignore it because you just write it off as just a bad feeling. But sometimes when you have those feelings, there's a reason you have them. Because something inside of you is speaking to you to say, stop, that's as far as you need to go with this. But sometimes we're gonna run past it because it doesn't serve our purpose at the time.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm gonna put that into practice. Can't wait for the book. Can't wait for the book. Oh gosh, that is awesome. All right, so we are going to wrap it up. I hope you guys were truly empowered today with our midday nugget. It's Winning Wednesday. I always put Winning Wednesday.
Oh, okay, I like that.
Winning Wednesday, and today we tried something different. So normally my show comes on at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and today we are just doing a sneak peek. You guys are getting a sneak peek. So those people that did not show up for midday nugget, they'll get a rerun.
Okay.
All right, so you guys enjoy, and if you like this particular show, share it and invite and tell everyone to come back and tune in with us this evening, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am your host, Dr. Shimona Wembley, and it has been a phenomenal time sitting with you chatting today here on Winning Wednesday with Dr. Brenda Joy Actchison.
That's right.
All right, and we love you guys and have an awesome day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And we are done.